This is a really good early season win for us. Virginia Tech, I have nothing but respect for that team. I think Kenny does a great job. I mean, you have one of the best point guard and center duos in the country. I just feel like this was a really good win for us, and we shot the ball so poorly, and it's so uncharacteristic of us to shoot that poorly. But we got to the free throw line, and we did a good job on the boards. And those two areas, I thought Sid came in, had 14 rebounds for us, was amazing. Kylie had some good minutes coming off the bench. You know, we were switching up between Hannah and Sharon on Kipley, and she's just so good. She's such a good player, and, you know, we held her to 7 for 16. That's good. That's really good. So, again, a great win against a really, really good opponent.
Questions, raise your hand. Let us know who you are, who you're with. First one.
Starting Southern with the one extra. Caitlin, I know putting your head down and driving to the hole and on contact, you know, and watching is glamorous sometimes is fun. But as this game's unfolding and the flow of this game is materializing, how much was that just kind of what you had to do until shots started falling there?
Yeah, I think it was really important, especially just the way they were calling the game. We knew that they decided to call the game really close on both ends of the floor, so why not drive and make the ref call a foul? And, you know, I think we were, from the free throw line? 18 of 22, which is pretty good. But, you know, we're a team that will shoot the ball better. That's not really like us. And I thought we had a lot of really good looks. A lot of mine felt like they were going in. Gabby said the same thing. And, you know, you just continue to shoot them, and they're going to go in. And that's kind of sometimes the hardest thing to do as a shooter is continue to shoot when the ball doesn't go in. But at the same time, I thought we drove to the basket really well. And I'm proud of Kylie. I thought she came in and really gave us a great spark off the bench, something that we kind of needed. And it's great to see that after she suffered a ACL injury last year, and she's kind of starting to find her own again.
Second row.
Coach Mitch North from Cleveland. Kenny mentioned that this atmosphere, presentation, rival what they got the Final Four last year. Would you agree? How was it?
Oh, this had very much feelings of postseason play. I mean, without doubt. You know, playing in this arena, having a great crowd. It did definitely feel like a postseason play out there.
Back row.
Pam Gurney, I am actually a historian of women's basketball, and people talk about this as a historical moment in women's basketball, and I'd like for the players to get your sense of where you are as female basketball players in history related to what has come before. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's been a cool journey for myself because I started in college when it was COVID, so I played in an arena with absolutely no one other than cardboard cutouts and our family members. So it's been a cool journey, and I think that's maybe, I don't know, skewed the way I've viewed this whole thing to unfold, as crowds like this should become normal for women's basketball. And I think Iowa has a great history of obviously Title IX and putting women's sports at the forefront and making it important. We were, you know, Dr. Grant, there was over 22,000 people packed into Carver Hawkeye Arena, and it feels like now we're doing that for every single game. I know it's 15,000 now just because the arena's changed, but I grew up a fan of women's basketball, and I've always understood there's really great players in this game. It's really fun to watch. The players are very skilled, and at the same time, they're some of my biggest role models and the people that I looked up to. So it's cool to see myself on the stage now, and it's very hard to wrap my head around the environments that we get to play in, but I never take it for granted. And, you know, we're very far from home, and we still have an incredible crowd and many young girls that are screaming our names. And at the end of the day, that's what matters more than, you know, scoring points.
Yeah, I mean, I think Caitlin summed it
Sorry,
up,
Sid.
but I think coming off the season we had last year, it's really awesome to see the support we're still getting, like, while growing the game of women's basketball and women's sports in general. And coming out to see a lot of black and gold here was really awesome.
Front row.
Brett Jensen with WBT. This is for Lisa and Kayla. I'm just curious. You saw the atmosphere here tonight after last year in the emergence of Caitlin. I assume this happens pretty much everywhere you go, where you just get packed arenas because everyone wants to see you guys, sort of like the LeBron or Steph type thing. But when you go to neutral courts like this, you know, so far away from Iowa, and you're still having all these Iowa fans travel with you. What's that like when you go all over the country and there's people
first, Jimmy?
It's incredible, honestly. It seems like there's just a lot of people that are fans of our game, whether it's Iowa fans, Virginia Tech fans, or just people that are here to support women's basketball. And that's why this was put on, is because they understand how great women's basketball is and, you know, how much it's growing. And people want to buy tickets to this game. It's two teams that are really great offensively. Maybe it wasn't as great tonight, but two teams that are tremendous offensively. And, you know, they play basketball the right way. And that's how I think it should be played. But, yeah, every arena we walk into, we know it's going to be a lot of fans maybe screaming against us, maybe screaming for us. But that's as a competitor, that's you embrace that, you love that. And I mean, I think us three would agree we wouldn't want to play in front of, you know, 200 fans. This is the way we would want it. We would want 15,000 people cheering against us if that's what it was. And, you know, it's just super exciting. And I try not to take it for granted, but it is really hard to wrap your head around what we're doing as a team for women's basketball.
Last year when we went on the road, every road attendance grew by 3,500 at that place. And so there definitely is an effect that people want to watch Caitlin, want to watch our team play. And right now we're looking at sellouts at a lot of visiting arenas. We sold ours out in a couple of weeks.
It's hard to get my family tickets. It's tough. I feel bad.
Front row.
Lisa, Kitley had those two early baskets and then no more baskets for her till that good fourth quarter she had. What was the defensive approach that you were able to kind of hold her tonight to those 7 baskets?
Well, we tried to mix up the way we played against her, depending on who was guarding her. You know, Hannah was guarding her, was trying to face guard her and try to keep the ball out of her hands. Now, they did get a couple of lobs at the end there. And then Sharon, on the other hand, was playing behind her. And so we were trying to mix up what we were doing with her so she just never really, you know, hopefully got comfortable with that.
Second row.
Pretty much at the athletic for any of you really. Given that it's the second game of the season, obviously the result you want, but how much stock do you put into where you are at this point in the season, considering how Virginia Tech is and how many you guys are?
Yeah, I came into this game and I thought this is a win-win for us because if we win, it's a great victory against a really good team on a neutral court. If we lose, it's going to show us what we have to work on. And so to me, it was a win-win no matter what. And it is early in the season. A lot can happen. We know we got, 30 games ahead of us. And so, it's one game and we're going to move on.
We'll take 2 more. Front row.
Coach Steve Rubin, Associated Press. Kenny gave you a tremendous compliment. He said, you're a generational player. And when she's playing, it's like everybody else is playing checkers. She's playing chess. I'm just curious, from a coaching perspective, is it difficult to find ways? I mean, you got this player, but you got to find ways to make sure she gets open, gets the ball. What is that like? Drawing up things and making sure that she scores and is utilized the best way.
Yeah, I mean, there's that kind of wired, that you got to balance on between, Caitlin doing all the scoring and not having everybody else contribute. And so you've got to balance that all the time. Obviously, she scored a lot of points for us tonight, but I, again, thought there were so many key people that came in and did things that really helped her. And, again, Sid's rebound. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of fun, though. I mean, it's really fun, well, not only just to coach her, but it's fun to figure out ways when, you're going to face different defensive schemes. It's fun to be able to figure that out.
Last question.
Once you get the power plays, for a while there, it felt like a duel back and forth
Yeah.
between you and Georgia in particular. What was it like facing her, and also looked like Gabby's defense on her in the third quarter especially was really good. So
Yeah.
just thoughts on that.
Yeah, I thought it was a little choppy through the first 3 quarters, just the game and how many fouls were called, and wasn't the greatest shooting performance for either team. But in the fourth quarter, it got exciting. We were trading threes, and it felt like that's really what both teams are about: is really great offense, can shoot the ball really well. And Georgia's one of the best guards in the country. I think that's pretty obvious, and I know what it's like to play with a really good big and great bigs. That's what our program is kind of built on. And, she's tremendous. I think Kenny's a tremendous coach, and what they run it's really hard action, like you said. And Gabby, just worked her butt off. She was 0 for 6 from the field, but she played 37 minutes and was a +9, which I think is our highest plus minus. And I think that just shows, she was getting nailed on screens, but she never hung her head about missing shots. She just goes back out there and guards every single possession down the floor. And a lot of credit to Coach Bluter for changing up defenses. As a point guard, you don't want to have to guard. You don't have to guess of what ball screen defense they're doing every time. So we just kept switching it up on her to make it as challenging as possible. But she made some really tough shots, and, she's a fun player to watch for sure.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.